Happy days! Look what I just got in the mail. Guys, this is a solution to all my Chicago land diamond art problems. So, I just bought this bamboo table. I don't even know how big it is. I was hoping it would be big enough because it didn't seem like it, but help me, Lexi. But I think it's gonna be big enough. Yeah, you get that because I'm gonna. What? Oh. Anyway, I am going to set the table up. Inside joke, I'm not sharing what it was, guys, and you don't look at what I look like because I look like I've been sick, and I was sick yesterday, so I'm still kind of getting over my sickness. But I am going to let her bring this table in here, which she's doing a great job of that. And I am going to set this table up real quick so you can see how big it is. And this is gonna be the site for where I'm gonna do my diamond art. And I also I gotta go pick some food up that I ordered. But I want to set this table up first because I've been waiting on it, and my head still hurts a little bit. Guys, not sick like that. It's been you wanna come in here? It's been the migraines, and they are not as bad as they used to be. But when I get them, they still kind of put me out of commission for a couple days. So I ended up leaving work early yesterday because my boss was like, "We got enough staff. You're not feeling good. Go home, get some rest." So I was grateful to her for that. Anyway, let's get it done here. Here, I'm gonna open the unboxing of the King Camp table. And I don't need to bring the scissors in here because your dad has scissors.
Yeah.
In the drawer. I'm excited! Look, I'll be late picking up my food to do this table.
Yo, I'm hungry though.
I'm hungry too. I'm actually really hungry. And this is lunch because I'm making HelloFresh stuffed green peppers for dinner. Wow, they really got this thing on here good. And these big old scissors. I wish I knew what happened to my blue ones that used to be in my drawer.
They're literally downstairs, Mom.
Oh, so you took them down there?
I don't remember taking them down
I
there,
didn't
but
take
I
them
saw
down there. Okay.
In your stationery.
I'm not about to fight with you over that. I just want to get this. Ooh, out of the box. Out of the box. I want to get this out of the box. So it's a fold up too, guys, so we can pack it up and take it places. You can travel with it. That's the whole point of it. And they got smaller ones, like for camping, for campgrounds, or for like what I'm using it for. We can use this for if we want to put it in the yard or anything. But I'm using it for the house right now because I specifically bought this for doing my diamond art. But I also bought it knowing that we may have parties or something and need extra tables and may want to use it for that. So. All right. Keep you on that here. I'm actually wanting to set it up in this corner over here too. So Dad will have to find some place else to put his stuff. In this corner.
No, where is he gonna put his stuff? His stuff's been there for the last however many years.
Okay, things change.
Girl. Use that corner.
Look, see guys, it's got a handle right
Find
here.
somewhere else to put your stuff.
I want to carry it. Oh, I find somewhere to put my stuff all the time. Alright. Now, let's see. I know there are instructions. I don't want to look at them. So, I want to see if I can figure it out first. Wait. Pull that back, yes. Yeah, there we go. Pull that back. There. Yeah. Another good thing about this table, guys, is it's got 3 heights. So you can leave it low like this, bring it here, and then you can make it there. So it's got 3 levels for height. And obviously I think I'm gonna have it sitting on the highest level. 1, 2. Maybe that's 3, but I'm not sure.
It's not 3 if it's not clipped into something.
That's why I'm pushing it back down. Then you gotta swing this around. I saw this on the video. to lock the ends in. There we go. Last but not least, this. I guess this is supposed to. Oh, this is for the when I first brought the table up. And this thing's how, like, you can dig them into the ground, you know, to make them stick in more, to clean so the table's more sturdy, if you need that in a softer spot. But this is the table. This is how big the table is. Let's see.
Oh, I can use this to study with. Actually, no, I can just go downstairs.
Yeah, okay. This is gonna be good, right? What you think? And we can adjust the height. I was afraid that it wouldn't be high enough, but it is definitely high enough. And you could sit probably 6 people around this if you wanted to. Like sitting in a chair eating outside.
1, 2, 3,
It says 4
4,
to 6
5,
people.
6. But
So
I was counting.
2, 4, and then 6. So good size. What do you think?
No.
Do you like it?
No.
I know because you picked the other table when I showed you the 2. But I think I like this table. Actually,
Good.
always comfortable. Actually, we could probably leave the table just like this, and he can leave his stuff over here. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna turn around though because the thing is right here. And then if we need to pack it up, we just fold it up and go. I'll be able to throw this in my trunk easy. Let me make sure I got it. Yeah, I think I got this. All right, let me turn it down. It's light, guys. It's not heavy at all. What are you doing?
I don't know.
I have to crawl under there. But this is good because the plug is right here. And then I'll be able to plug in my light box. That's what I need a chair to fit. And then none of the diamond art things I'm doing are really going to be this big except for these 2 that I got for them. These are probably the only time we do on this big. So I think this is going to be perfect. And then I'll just slide this behind. Pull this out a little bit. We'll slide this behind and then we'll just inch it out as we need to do it. And voila. Got my diamond art studio area set up perfectly. All right. And then I'll show you guys what I've done so far. This is Aaron's.
After we eat.
After we eat. No, I'm showing them now. So I got this much left. I want to do this probably today since I got my table set up. And then my light box is over here. So good. So this is going to be my diamond art section. I can move this over a little bit more. I am excited about this. Just thought I'd show off the pretty flowers that hubby bought for Easter. He broke one, but I gave it its own little vase there. So look how pretty they are. They are so pretty. Look at the yellow. It's smushed down in there, but sit it up a little bit. Aren't they pretty? I think they're beautiful. Ta-da! Greek steak and potatoes. And I am about to tear this up. We have rearranged the room a bit. We're gonna put the table over there, and they did have the table, the chair I mean, that I wanted to get. Actually, Lexi helped me fold it out. Oh look, it's got screws missing. 2 of them. All right, I'm sure we can find some more screws for that. Anyway, how do we do this? We pull the legs in.
Fold the legs.
Here, you set that over there. And this is a 2-man. It's a 2-man job.
Gotcha.
I can't believe some screws are missing. I might probably take it back and get another one that's got screws.
Why did you put it upside down?
This is how we have it, isn't it?
No.
Yeah, it is. Okay. I don't remember.
No.
Oh, we have it like this?
Okay.
Mom,
Lower.
no, I'm trying to get it. See? This ain't how we did it.
Yes, it is, because I remember. It's
Okay, wait, I'm not pulling it. I'm not pulling it. Okay, now it's right.
It is.
This is not how we
Yes,
did
it is.
it's not.
Yes, it is. I'm telling you, just pull.
All right, pull. Hard.
See?
Here, let's switch sides. You pull it back out for you. Because I'm pulling you.
Yeah.
I'm pulling you. Something happened between the car and here. Here, maybe if we pull this out first. Right here.
Maybe it's locked. Is it locked? There's no lock. Okay, then just.
All right, let's do this. Oh, baby, you pull that. Really?
Wait.
All right.
Wait, try to pull it. Is it? Push it.
What happened? We got it just fine in the store.
Ugh.
Something happened. All right, so now that I've eaten and now that we have the table, I need a chair to fit that space. So I'm gonna go to Target and see if I can find a chair to go with that table. Yeah, I did see a couple online, but they're like limited quantity, whatever. So I'm just gonna go to the store and look and see. I'm not trying to find anything that's really expensive or anything like that anyway. I just want something that's comfortable because I'm gonna be sitting there for probably hours at a time. I mean, who knows? Maybe I use that little table for other stuff too. Instead of going to my desk in the basement to read. Sometimes, where my computer chair is, I could sit up there and read. I don't know. I probably would just use it for diamond stuff though. To be honest, I'm not gonna use it for anything else. But anyway, so let's go to Target. All right, let's try this again. I had to go all the way back to Target to get a new chair because the other chair had screws missing, and I tried to open it. And you guys saw that little. It just wasn't good. So let's see if I can get this one open without having an issue with it. There. Finally. Goodness, that chair was hard to pull. We had to pull it from the seat first. And then. But this is the chair, guys. From Target. And I will not be looking forward to fold. Oh, I know how to unfold it now. All the screws are with this one. So. And it's the perfect height for the work surface. The work area. Now, one more thing that I got was this little TV dinner tray, but I'm not using it for TV dinners. Obviously, I'm using it as a little side table for that. Voila! Ta-da! My new workstation for my diamond art. It's plugged in. I just turn on the little light, and voila! Then I could work here for hours and hours, and I'm sure I will. All right. It's Good Friday, y'all, so I am going to get ready to rearrange this room and then get ready for Good Friday service. So. All right, guys. Sorry. It is time for us to head out to Good Friday service. There's my lip gloss on the bathroom sink. No.
I know.
I thought. Oh, I put it in my duster pocket. Okay, what about my keys? All right, let's go. All right, it went from kind of nice to look at this all. This cloudiness and rain. It's not raining now. It stopped, but it's raining a little bit now. And there she is, taking her slow, precious time.
Annyeong. How are you?
Ready to go. Seatbelts.
To be crushed. This man, God raised up for his service.
Evening came. The crucifixion had taken place on Preparation Day, Friday, before the Jewish Sabbath began at sundown. Joseph of Arimathea, a member of the ruling council, who was also a believer anxiously waiting for the kingdom of God, went to Pilate and boldly asked for the body of Jesus. Pilate could not believe Jesus was already dead, so he sent for the centurion who confirmed it. Then Pilate gave Joseph permission to take the body. Joseph had the body wrapped in a linen burial cloth he had purchased and laid him in a tomb that had been carved out of a rock. Then he had a stone rolled over the opening to seal it. Mary Magdalene and Mary, the mother of Joseph, were watching as the body was interred.
First, the burial of Christ fulfills prophecy. The burial of Christ fulfills prophecy. Isaiah 53 is probably the most well-known messianic prophecy in all the Old Testament. It was fulfilled word for word in the life of Jesus, including Isaiah 53 and verse 9, which says this: "So his grave was assigned with wicked men, yet he was with a rich man in his death." Jesus was assigned a grave for evil criminals, people who were crucified as insurrectionists, and yet he ended up receiving the tomb of a rich man. His grave was assigned with wicked men, yet he was with a rich man in his death. This prophecy was fulfilled exactly in the way that Jesus was buried. That Jesus received the tomb of wealthy Joseph of Arimathea is the fulfillment. The burial also fulfilled Christ's own prophecy. In Matthew chapter 12 and verse 40, Jesus says, "For just as Jonah was 3 days and 3 nights in the belly of the great fish, so will the Son of Man be 3 days and 3 nights in the heart of the earth." 3 days and 3 nights was a Jewish phrase that meant any part of 3 days. It sounds strange to the modern ear, but in the ancient world, people didn't have any way of distinguishing day as in daylight and day as in calendar day, other than to say a day and a night. So when they would say a day and a night, to them that meant a calendar day. It's very strange, but we know this is true because I don't want to belabor this point, but in the book of Esther, in Esther chapter 4, verse 16, she's going to go talk to the king, I believe, and she says, "I want all of you to fast for 3 days, day and night." And then in chapter 5, verse 1, it says, "On the third day she went up to the king." We say, well, how? Wait a second, she went to the king on the third day, but she told him to fast for 3 days and nights. So what's the deal there? Well, when she said 3 days and 3 nights, what she meant was 3 calendar days. And on the third day, she went and talked to the king. So again, it sounds very strange to a Jewish person who would have been in the time of Christ. It would not have sounded strange at all. Jesus, to fulfill his own words, had to be buried for a part of 3 consecutive calendar days. And he was. Jesus was in the tomb late on Friday, all day Saturday, and part of Sunday morning. 3 days. So the burial of Christ fulfills prophecy. Secondly, the burial of Christ displays God's providence. The burial of Christ displays God's providence. Think of all the circumstances that had to come together for Isaiah 53:9 and Matthew 12:40 to be fulfilled. Jesus had to be buried before sunset on Friday, so within about 3 hours of his death. A rich man had to be present and willing to offer his tomb. The tomb had to be nearby, empty, and available. Joseph had to summon his courage at exactly the right time. Pilate had to agree to release the body. The body had to be prepared honorably for burial, and all of this before sunset. In his infinite wisdom, God sovereignly orchestrated countless contingent events and choices in order to make this happen. So the burial of Christ displays God's providence. Third, the burial of Christ emphasizes the reality of his death. The burial of Christ emphasizes the reality of his death. Jesus was genuinely dead, so he was genuinely buried. You remember in the passage we looked at on Sunday, Mark 15, verse 37, it says, "Jesus uttered a loud cry and breathed his last." It's not that he was crucified and then he went and laid on a couch and relaxed for a little while. He was crucified and he died. He was really, actually, literally dead, so he was really, actually, literally buried. R.C. Sproul, speaking on this passage, he said that Jesus was dead enough to be buried, and that is all of the deadness that is required to be dead. He was dead. And he had to die a real death in order to atone for our sins. The writer of Hebrews says this, Hebrews chapter 9, verse 15. Those who are called may receive the promised eternal inheritance, since a death has occurred that redeems them from the transgressions committed. And in the process of his burial, numerous witnesses had the opportunity to confirm that Jesus was actually dead. If he had not actually died, somebody would have noticed. So the burial of Christ emphasizes the reality of his death. Fourth, the burial of Christ honored his body. The burial of Christ honored his body. Normally, the bodies of crucifixion victims were literally left on the cross until the birds and the other animals ate the flesh of the body. And after that had occurred, the body would be taken down off the cross and thrown into a mass grave, or it would be thrown into a garbage dump like Gehenna. It's the ultimate disgrace in the mind of a Jewish person. That was the fate of crucifixion victims. God prevented such a dishonorable fate for the Lord's body. Jesus' body was not thrown into a garbage dump. It was respectfully retrieved from the cross, washed, wrapped, and placed in an elegant tomb. So the psalmist says in Psalm 16:10, "For you will not abandon my soul to Sheol, or let your Holy One see corruption." Christ's body did not see corruption, it was honored. So the burial of Christ honored his body. Finally, number 5, the burial of Christ bridges the narrative. The burial of Christ bridges the narrative. You say, what do you mean by that? Well, Jesus dies on the cross, and on the third day he rises from the dead. What happens in between? The burial, right? The story of the tomb bridges the gap in between those two events. The location of Jesus' body between his death and resurrection was public knowledge. There was no funny business going on. Nobody can say there's a gap in the Easter narrative where somebody could have done something with the body or switched it out with something else. Everybody knew exactly where Jesus' body was the entire time. It was public knowledge. And so the empty tomb must be explained because the burial bridges that gap. So the burial of Christ bridges the narrative. So just to recap, those are the 5 points. The burial of Christ fulfills prophecy, displays God's providence, it emphasizes the reality of his death, it honored his body, and it bridges the narrative. That is why the Apostles' Creed includes it. So although it may often be overlooked, the burial of Christ is vitally important.
Happy Resurrection Sunday! Alright guys, I am getting ready to head to the church, and we are gonna do a little snippet from our Easter program. It was quiet when I approached the tomb. Days before, there had been noise wherever we went. Crowds cheering, sometimes yelling. But now, in front of his tomb, just silence. I had gathered all my spices and oils, intending to anoint the body. But when I got there, it was gone. Jesus changed my life. Ever since the day that I met him in Galilee, he rescued me. And I followed him ever since. All the way to his death. But there was the tomb, and it was empty. My heart broke into 1,000 pieces. I turned, and there was a gardener. And I asked him if he knew where they had taken Jesus' body. And then I recognized it was Jesus. It was my Lord.
He taught us that his sheep would recognize his voice, and I knew him. I knew him the minute he said my name. I dropped to my knees. What else could I do but cling to him? I never wanted to let him leave my sight. But no, he had different plans for me. He wanted me to let the others know about the good news. So I ran as fast as my legs would carry me, screaming like an excited child, "He did it! He did it! He really did it!" To think, I had come to anoint a dead man, and I left with proof that he is the overcomer of everything. All of us could never beat fear. We could never beat sorrow, sin, definitely not death. Death. He beat death. Who do I say that he is? I know who he is. Oh, I know who he is. He said that he would rise, and he most certainly is risen. He is Lord. He is the Savior. He is the one